And what are you going to say to that? It's the perfect answer. Oh, did you think he could be trusted? What, you said him took his. What did he say? Oh yeah, of course. Exactly. Yeah. No, he says that he wants to buy like a 2012 Mercedes Benz. That's a good question. I think that Zoot told me, but you could have told me. I would go with single. I just think that it allows you to focus all of your energy into one project, and you don't have to worry about people branching off. And to me, it's just logical to like build up one character than like multiple characters. But that doesn't mean that if it didn't get big enough with an audience that you couldn't do, like a whole team, like you were saying, like the Olympics. But to start off, I would just do it with one person. And somebody like Bitcoin Obama would be a very good person to do it. He's extremely well. He'd be terrible. He would just rug the project immediately, and you'd never hear from him. Okay, so that's an interesting. That's interesting. Um, okay, so what happens? What what happens to him? Let's let's say the it's not Dude, it's Riser. Riser, you, Riser, you got to be able to explain this a little bit. All right, listen, imagine you have someone who's a streamer, and you let the audience choose what they're going to do with their lives. So basically, you could have them travel to New York City or Los Angeles, and you would have the audience vote on it. Or you could have them eat Italian food or Chinese food. You have the audience vote on it. Does that make sense? There you go. But it's a good idea, Riser. I'm not, and the fact that if you make it with a cryptocurrency where that's how you vote on it, that's really creative.
Let me ask you a food. Which one is better?
What do you have against pineapple? Riser? You know, it was first invented. You know, it was first invented in Canada, right? Yeah, it was some guy in Toronto, or it was a Canadian guy who created the Hawaiian pizza. I'll find the Toronto City right now. Um, it is Chatham, Ontario, Canada, 1952. It's amazing. I love it. I like. No, absolutely, 100%. Just about anything. In fact, I one time did this Ask Me Anything. It's actually in the About Rabbi section of this book, and it says, "What weird food combination do you like?" And hot fudge and pickles, or I put chocolate covered pickles. And the reason, like, how did you find out you like that? It's a children's book that was written basically in, I believe, like the 80s or the 90s, and it's just like a weird food combination that I remember we tried as little kids, and y'all kind of liked it. I mean, chocolate's kind of like everything. Do you like Mr. Curry's dill pickles or like sweet pickles or both? Same here. And I love going to a deli when they give you a pickle alongside. That's I like a place called OC Kosher. But that's because it's kosher. In LA, the most famous is probably Cancer's Deli, which is on Fairfax, but it's not kosher, but it's very famous. It's a Jewish deli, but it's not kosher. But it's where a lot of famous uh, Hollywood stars go. Now in New York City, um, there's there are two really famous delis. One's Jewish, one's not. The Jewish one's called Katz's Deli, and they have very famous fish onion fries. And then there's it's called the Carnegie Deli, which is maybe one of the most famous delis in the world. And that one is not a Jewish deli, it's just a Carnegie deli. They have a very famous fish onion fry, but I like my local. There's a market that I could serve excellent fish onion fry. So that's where I get mine. But there are some other foods. Now, anywhere else in the United States, there's something called, sometimes it's called kosher style or New York style, which is not kosher, but it's like Jewish, like a Jewish deli. It's New York style, which is like kosher Jewish deli. It will have a lot of Jewish delicacies, but it's just often you can have it kosher. So if you ever see that, it's time to tip off that this might have a Jewish touch. If it is and, oh, absolutely. Big old take it with everything. I'll give you the answer in.
Who's the ideal?
I'm the ideal candidate. There's no doubt. Because I stream more than anybody else. Um, but if you were going to choose me, it's a really hard chip. I mean, it's just the old adage sex sells, so I don't think I'm really attractive person, especially on the internet. For the right price, yeah, but I mean, for the right price, if you can get anybody who plays them, okay, but how do you make it go viral? You have to advertise it a lot because you wouldn't want to think like five people always making the decision, for the person. I know I'm not making sense. Like you want a diversity of answers, as opposed to just the same small group of people. But I mean, you hear people do this all the time. They say, "Chat, what should I do? Chat, what should I do?" So it's just basically a poll.
Be streaming. There's no like.
How is it really? Oh, it's too funny stuff. It's too football. Um, you said something that I think is an interesting premise, which would be allow people to like maybe it would be better if you had like not a whole bunch of people, but just two people, and that way you can have people vote on their competition. So like instead of like they could be like who could drink the soda the fastest, or the water the fastest, or who could run to the next destination the fastest. Does that make sense? Like, we can't just have it be one.
which is usually just
Stop. Stop calling him Filet. Quit. Stop calling him Bobby Filet. It's Filet. F-L-A-Y. So, could you do one where you had Duke go against Bitcoin Obama? It's going to be on YouTube, not on all everything else I stream it. How, how aren't you going to make this live? Like, that's what people want. That's a good idea. Basically a Mason race, but unedited. So at any given time, you could see teams racing against each other anywhere in the world. We wouldn't be cut down to like an hour-long show.
Opinion first.
mean, I feel like people have. I would too. I mean, right. Okay, that's a little bit. That's a little brilliant. That's 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 a little piece of brilliant. You want to make it into a sword. Oh yeah. I can talking to. I wonder if it, like everyone knows who I am. I wonder if you know if it's about. Yeah, but I mean, oh yeah, that's right. What I meant to say is like, oh yeah, so that it does happen. I wonder if it's done from that too. I'm sure somebody's done. All right. Do you think that Bitcoin, Obama, I mean, what's stopping him from saying, "I will not continue if you don't pay me money"? Do you think that's going to work for Bitcoin and all? Okay. How are you going to fund this thing or whatever? Who's the town fund it? Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense to me because you're gonna need you're gonna have people who have really good ideas, but you're gonna need funding to be able to do those ideas.
I would argue that sometimes
That's not Sway Lee. That's not Sway Lee. That's Ray Strummer. That's that's Ray Strummer. And it's Ray Strummer. Sway Lee's only one person of it. Ray Strummer is a band or it's a duo. Okay, but he didn't do it on his own. You need to give credit to the other person as well.
Okay, well, if you want to see the
It's Sway Lee and Jimmy. Okay. Okay.
standing like freeze.
Super dangerous. Dude, the milk crate challenge.
I agree. I agree.
So uh, yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. It, it's something though that you need people who are, if you're going to do it, are going to establish.
the person is doing the challenge your coin that is supporting them, right? So you said that you're basically going to crowdsource the expenses for this project with them, right? Okay. Okay. What do you do if you say to the winner, like, hey, if you win 100,000 of our coin, and then as you guys are doing challenges, the coin ends up rugging, and $100,000 ends up being like worth like $1, and
Positive, obviously, you have to be.
right, I know. But if you're if your coin though, as the competitions are going, gets rugged, then that might cause the people to just be like, oh, I'm doing all of this for nothing, and then they just quit. So basically, no, you could say that you make it. Okay, sure. If you think the entire Federal Reserve System is crumble while this coin is being conducted, then yes, I'm in agreement. But what I'm saying is that there's far less of a chance that that happens versus somebody just doesn't like your project and rugs your coin. They could manipulate the market to be able to screw over your project, to be able to get like to be able to get fame. Like, hey, you know that competition's going on? Yeah, I'm gonna rug it. I'm gonna rug the project so that the people who think they're gonna win actually get nothing. It's gonna get loaded. So what? I was just thinking that you could fundraise with your coin, having all of the proceeds of the tax or transaction fees go into a pot that becomes the collection for the winner. So that no matter, even if the coin runs, the winner still gets it. They are competing with them. So, like, say you are able to collect $100,000 for this pot. At the end of the competition, the person, the winner, still gets that $100,000. They don't get to have some rights. Exactly. Which is funny. I know we talked about this before, but there's that meme of that. Like those video game competitions that happened in like 2012. That would be like the winner gets $100, second place $50, third place through 10th place gets 25 Bitcoin. Well, that's a real thing. That was like for quite a few different competitions. They were just giving away Bitcoin to like places third through 10. And so in the same way, watch your coin has the opposite effect. Like I'm over here saying, oh, you don't want to give the winners the coin because if you do, there's the potential it could get robbed. But if it becomes very popular, that could be like 25 Bitcoin in the future. Exactly. Which is really interesting. Point. Um, okay, well,
give a shit about
dude, um, oh, shoot, now that you say that, I had this idea with this guy. I gave him this idea, and it was something that he really liked. Okay, let me think about it. I spoke to this guy like 4 months ago, and oh, this was such a good idea. Okay, imagine. Let me think about how it's going to happen. Imagine you have a project, and you want people to promote the project for you for a low price, and you want quality content. Basically, what this was a marketplace that you could put out jobs like Craigslist or ZipRecruiter or Indeed or something. That you say, hey, we've got this project. It's called the greatest cryptocurrency in the world. What we're looking for is people to make a 1 minute video, and if you make the video for us, you will um, be in the running to potentially win whatever the prize is. Let's just say $100. And then what you do is you allow people to um, make submissions publicly for your project, and then you can choose the winner as a company. And what this does is it was like win-win. It was win for the creator because there's a chance that they can make money. It's a win for the company because they get a ton of social media posts and they get to choose the best one. And it would be a win for the marketplace because they get a small uh, benefit, like a small fee from the competition being posted. So basically, for $100, you might get 1,000 people who make submissions, 1 minute videos, and all you have to do is choose the one that you like, and you um, give the winner $100. But you're going to have maybe 1,000 people who have posted about your project on their social media. It's like this extreme. Isn't it an amazing idea? Yeah, it is amazing. Yeah, so this guy, he was in a yeah, but yeah, okay. So there's this guy who was in a Twitter space, and he had an idea for a marketplace that was like, um, maybe it wasn't even a marketplace. I don't know. He just came into my Discord, and I was like, all right, well, that's a great idea. Here's a better idea though, that you should do instead of that idea. And he's like, that is an amazing idea. He was in the same way. He's like, I have to tell my partner about this. And no, 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 no. It's American, North American, like 4 months ago. No, I haven't heard from. No, not only have I heard from him since, but he hasn't been on Twitter Spaces. So I don't know what. So this was his idea. He was gonna launch a coin, and um, oh man, like so. This is a really, really good idea. He was gonna launch a coin. Basically, the coin was gonna be something like he was gonna have a website where basically people could upvote or like vote on different submissions of people, something like that. I don't even think we have that. I think that's something that we can get. And I was like, okay, well, like that's a good idea. That's just like multitasking. But you know what a really good idea is? If you took your website, which you already have, and you have the LLC and everything, and you just have like you could go to brands, you could go to like Procter and Gamble or Honda, and you can say, look, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is what this is a really good idea. Like basically, you guys already have like media teams or like social media teams, and you won't need them anymore. You this would all of your social media could essentially be grassroots. You just put out a request that hey, we want a even like an hour long. You get what I'm saying? It is. It's a really good idea. And then on top of that, one of the things you have to do to win is post it to your social media. So then it's a free advertisement for your company on all of these grassroots um, influencers. And I thought to myself, that's how advertising is going to be in the future. It won't be like, hey, we're going to come up with like our video editor at Honda came up with this really good idea. No, it would be like we took the top 1,000 entries and picked the one that we liked the best. We paid them. We paid the top winner, and then all of the other people posted to their social media. So we already got all of the influence or all of the impressions that we wanted out of those. We paid the winner, and we only had to pay them like $100 or $1,000 instead of paying a full time design crew, $1.5, $2.5 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a win.
Dude, it was a win. No, 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 no. That's the thing. If they if they do, then you raise the price, and you'll get quality people. That was the thing. We were trying to get jobs
to small time artists who were very creative, and this would give them an outlet. Basically, like you could say, like let's say your local, you like that juice place, right? And it's smoothies for you. Okay, well, it wouldn't have this idea. So a place like that that doesn't have that much money to be able to put out like cheap Instagram campaigns and things like that. What they do is they just say for $100, just make a nice little video for us, and they'll get 20, 30 submissions on it. It's like a contest, and that gets people motivated because it's a competition, and they choose the best one, and they're going to post it on their social media. But that also means that 20 or 30 people who had made submissions do the same. And the other cool thing about it was none of the videos have to be hosted on the website. It's just the links. So the the overhead is very small in comparison to all of this data that you need to host video and pictures and things. It's just on Meta's servers and on Amazon servers and on Google servers. All you get is a link, and then you can also have people vote on it as well. You can say this is the fan favorite, but if the fan favorite isn't what the person wants, then they don't have to choose that one. I remember saying it. That's exactly that's exactly right. And when I told this to this guy, he was like, "That is the best idea." That like it basically took his idea. He already had a website and like a small team, and he had like some programmers. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, no, it was a coin. It was a coin, and it wasn't a marketplace to my knowledge. Like I brought that into it. But basically, he wanted to have a thing where, like basically, people could vote on content, something like this. People could vote on content, and then um, a winner could be given his cryptocurrency. And I was like, okay, well that's cool and everything, but why not just pay them in cash? And instead of going to small time creators, why don't you do that for big businesses that have deep pockets and major advertising budgets? And it's going to save them money. I mean, can you imagine how good an advertising campaign would be if you are on 100 different influencers, like artist influencers pages that it's just there organically because they made a submission to you 2 months ago and it's still on your page, even though you didn't get it. You're still proud of the work that you did, so you're going to keep it up on your page.
And they're like, okay.
Exactly. 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 And then well, that's exactly right. It's a contest website, and that's what we talked about. It's basically a place where people, individuals, or corporations could go to get organic art and basically do crowdsourcing their marketing. But the thing is, how much cheaper that route is and how much better the quality will be versus if they just keep it in house. I know that people might say, "Oh, well, like a marketing firm is going to do a really good job for someone." Yeah, they are, and they're going to charge millions of dollars. Or you get some really creative individual who puts a little bit of time into their project, and their thing's actually funnier than what the marketing team came up with. And the thing is, the fact that you're exactly the fact that you're crowdsourcing this means that you're going to have so many different choices that like one of them is going to be better than what you would have gotten if you go with your advertising company. And that means that you are going to be able to reward a small time creator and then additionally use their content in your advertising campaign. And and then on top of that, you get all the other people who made submissions and keep their submission on their social media, perhaps for years. There are going to be some people who are just like, I'm really proud of that video that I made. Yeah, it didn't win, but I wanted other people to see how creative I am, and they're just going to keep it on there. Basically, what I'm saying is you can turn influencers or even just small time creators, their timelines into your advertising organic. Instead of paying for clicks, you just basically use this. Um, you use this guerrilla like advertising model where you are you run a contest and give people the opportunity to win, and that rewards small time creators. And then also it means you don't have to spend so much in advertising. It's like when I thought of it, I was like, that's a fucking brilliant idea. And it wasn't this guy's idea, but I was like, you can take that and do it. I'm not doing anything with it. And he's like, no, but I'm not. He, I didn't ask him to come back or anything like that. What I did say is, um, you, no, I didn't say that either. No, any idea that I should have probably done that. So I told him, you should, like, this is a really good idea. His idea was like, hey, we're going to launch a coin and we're going to pay people with the coin. I get you. I know what you're going to say. That's exactly right. That's it. I know, dude. And you can take it. That's what I want. 100%. 51-49, baby. 51. Oh, it's undefeated in bowling, undefeated in friendship. Well, it's a I know. Well, the idea with that is that's where you would have people vote on them, so that they just have to vote on the top. They just have to look at the top 10 or whatever and choose whatever